So in the previous video, we have seen how to read the CSV file, right? So using the pandas. Now we will move to linear regression. So let us try to predict a value by giving some sample data to the existing linear algorithm, which we will take from Skykit, and then we will try to see the output. So for that, basically, we need NumPy library. NumPy library basically is used for working on matrices, and this basically is the base of pandas. So let us try to import NumPy, okay, as num. And then apart from that, we will also be plotting some data to see how the data is distributed. So what we are going to do here is we will actually plot with the x and y axis, and then we'll see if the data suits for linear regression or not. If the data is too much scattered, um, then the data might not be suitable for linear regression. It will be very difficult to predict. So we will see how that works. So for that, we need matplotlib. Okay, so we will import as plot. Okay, so now we have imported it, and then as we said, we also need the scikit-learn linear regression model, right? So from sklearn, let us import the linear model. So in the previous video, we have seen where we can get the information about this. So you can go to our previous video. Now, let us try to plot the data, the x and y, which is also called as scatter plot, to see the data distribution. So based on that distribution, we can say if this particular data is suitable for linear regression or not. For that, first let us try to get the plot done. Okay, for that we need inline data, and then let us try to plot. So we have plot dot scatter. So scatter is the function, and then we have two data, right, in our data frame. So one is projects, comma df dot defects. Okay, so now if you run this, you can see the scatter plot. So if you see here, when we see the scatter plot is almost a linear plot, and you don't see too many of outliers in this plot. So that means the linear regression model is sufficient for this particular. Now let us try to now we will try to create an instance of the linear regression model, which we'll be considering from the Skykit-learn uh, website. Okay, so let us try to create an object. So let us cut this first. Okay, object underscore regression. For example, we are giving this name. Okay, linear underscore model is what we have imported, right? If you can see here, this is what we have imported from scikit-learn. Linear model dot linear regression is the algorithm that we will be importing. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to fit the given data using fit function, and when you fit this data, automatically the model gets trained, and in the background you have a calculation ready where if you give any other value than the value which is present in the table, the model will be able to study that particular data and then give out the required result. So as the instance is created, let us try to use the fit function. What do we mean? What are we doing by fit function? We are actually giving the data, um, and we are, as we said, training the model. So for fit function, we need a two-dimensional data is input first, which is the first one is projects, right? Right. This is projects. Okay, and second one is the defects. Okay, so we are trying to fit the given data into the linear regression model. So if you get in return this, that means the data is fit and the algorithm is ready to analyze your requirement and predict. Okay, now with the same instance, using the predict function, we will try to predict for, like example, right now we have 50 projects and 94 for 50 projects there are 94 defects in a year. Now let us just queue 51 to see if the model is working or not. Let us try to run this. Okay, you can see here, for now you ignore these warnings. You can see the output has returned 95.2 defects. So for 51 projects you will have 95.2 defects, whereas for 50 projects it is 94. Now for the same thing, let us try to include 75 projects. Okay, for 75 projects you can get around 119.8 defects. Okay, so which looks reasonable, right? So this is how we can predict the data. So simple linear regression model example, right, where we have got the algorithm, linear regression algorithm, which is part of scikit-learn a database, and we try to pull it, include it in our project. Okay, we just imported that linear model and try to fit the data and then predict the data. So this is how we can get data output. Now if you want an accurate data, we can also play around with this data by reducing the decimals and getting a round of figure. So many things can be done. So hope we get a glimpse of how a simple linear regression model can be used to predict the data. Please post if you have any questions. Thank you.